Hi and welcome. I'm Sandy of Lolly and Sand, a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am excited that you are here, and I'm excited other than the fact that it's Friday because we're going to use the Prized Peony stamp set today. Now I do have the catalog open to the pages where you can see the entire suite. I don't have the entire suite. We'll go over that. I'm just checking my video like I always do. There's lots of options with this suite, other than the fact it is gorgeous. It's also distinctive, which means you get gorgeous imagery. There we go. There, we are live. All right, just gonna tilt that just a little bit. Sorry to move you. Okay, so the stamp set is right here. So here we go, Prized Peony, and the stamp is bigger than this, quite a bit bigger. I'll show you. To fit all this on here, they had to make, some pieces a little smaller, and this is also quite a bit bigger, and that's inside here, so also bigger. Not quite a bit, but it is bigger. Haley, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right. Okay, let's put that back in and that back in. We are using the big stamp today, and it's just incredible. Like, if you don't have it, you definitely want to take a look at the video here. Pardon me. It's also got these lovely sentiments, and we're going to be using a couple of those. We're going to make 2 cards today, and very excited about those. There's one I only designed about an hour and a half ago. So I went, yeah, I don't think 1 video is enough. Or 1 card, I think I'm going to do 2. So here's the entire suite, which means you can get the bundle, which is the stamp set here, and the dies. You can get the square vellum, oh, there they are. You can hardly see them. The square vellum doilies, the designer series paper, the faceted elegant gems. We're going to use those today. The dainty diamonds. Oh, we've used it. You can't really see it on here. The dainty diamonds 3D embossing folder, and the shimmer ribbon, which is in gray granite. We're using that. Now, you might be saying to yourself, I can't see that. But the good news is it's on page 178, and you can see them bigger. Now, the reason I didn't get this is I was looking at all these pieces going, how on earth does this go together? And because I didn't know, I thought, I'm waiting to see what other demonstrators are doing. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Louise. Welcome. So now that I know, I'll get them. But the other thing is a quick reminder that we only have 4 days left for you to join and get a free bundle. This bundle is $78.25 in Canada, and you can get that free. Now, you can join Stampin' Up! Anytime. You get $165 worth of products for $135, which is great. There we go. In most provinces, there's no tax, and there is no shipping on the kit, which is pretty fantastic. However, after June 30th, you don't get the bundle. So I want you to do what is in your own best interest, what is good for you. Don't worry about thinking, oh no, Sandy's going to lose sales. It doesn't matter, okay? Because you get to be a part of my Mixed Stampers Inc. team. You get to be a part of my Uplines team, and it's just fun stamping with other people that are thinking the same way as you. Let's make something beautiful. Let's share. Let's create. Whether it's cards or journals or scrapbooking, doesn't matter. There's a place for everyone. So, and the other thing is, and I did mention this in my newsletter, is that I've seen the Christmas catalog. In fact, a few of the ladies on here have seen the catalog. Demonstrators get to see the catalogs ahead of time. And which catalog is that? Well, I call it the holiday catalog. It's the August to December mini, aka the holiday catalog. Wondering what I'm doing with this tape? Yes, we're getting there. The other thing before I forget is the Zoom tomorrow is at 10:30 in the morning. And if you want to join in on the Zoom, we're just making cards, just make whatever card you want. We're just going to chit chat while we do that. So if you want to get in on the Zoom, you need to message me today. Tomorrow morning will be too late, just in case a certain somebody happens to sleep in. You never know, it could happen. I used to. Anyway, so here's my paper. This is just regular Whisper White. Oh, apparently I need to check my edges a little better. I don't need a new blade yet. If you ever find that the edge is a little bit rough, just do this and push it under. It doesn't mean you need a new blade instantly. Okay, and why do I have my painter's tape here? Because we're using it. Why do I have a tea towel here? Because I didn't for the very first one that I made, and I went to take the tape off and it took the paper with it. So you want to do this a couple times. Okay, I was using my pant leg, but you can't see that on the video, so anyway, and then I'm just going to lay it down. I'm just making a little border, and I am not entirely concerned with it being super even because the ink we're using today is really light. If you want super even, super beautiful, go for it. You know me, I like things wonky anyway, so not to worry. Alrighty. And the thing about having taken off a bunch of, you can see, I don't know if you can see, but anyway, there's little fuzzies from the towel here, is if you're like, oh, I don't quite like where that's placed, you can actually just peel it up. No biggie. So we're doing a bit of masking, in other words, today. Just a little bit. Now, some people use their arm, but if you've put, it's going to get humid today, and I don't know about you, but my skin feels oilier. Or if you've used lotion of any sort, for me, I wouldn't want to take that lotion like off my arm basically and put it onto my card base. That's why I'm not using my arm. But I have seen people do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. Alrighty, so the good news is I've already done the masking for the second card. I didn't know if you'd seen this before, so I thought, well, why don't we just do it? Can't do everything ahead of time, right? There we go. Okay, we don't need that. Go away. Alrighty, we are going to use a sponge brayer. Really? Oh yeah. And we're using Blushing Bride. Oh, some little wheelie thing just about rode across the page or the desk here. Alright, so Blushing Bride, this is an older style, but it is the new foam mats. Okay, so what I'm going to do is kind of an ombre. I'm going to go darker to lighter. So being such a light color, I hope you can see this on the screen. We will find out. So when you're using your brayer, don't just go like this because you're only getting half of it. Make sure you wheel around a bunch. I like to flip it over. It doesn't hardly look like there's anything on there, but trust me, it's there. And it will make lines even though it's such a light color. They're little, I don't know, can you even see this light color on there? I kind of went, oh, is this the color I should be using? Hey Janice, welcome. Yeah, and you know what? I almost used, I think in the paper, I think that's Petal Pink. And I don't know why, just last night Blushing Bride was calling me. Was it last night I made this? Yeah. Set card number 2 is the one I made a little while ago. And I actually got a lot of things done. I'm in a very spunky mood, by the way. Hey Lorraine, welcome. I'm in a spunky mood. Number 1, I got my hair cut yesterday. And colored, if we need to know that part. Just taking off some of the, if you can see this here, there's an edge right along there. I'm kind of trying to avoid that. Now, remember, if you're using a darker color, this is all inky around here. So just be aware that, you know, if you don't want ink on your fingers, ink on your card is worse, of course. Then you want to, you know, keep that in mind. I think we'll do a little bit more. Okay, so let me just do this. Is that visible to you? Because I'm looking on the screen going, I can hardly see that. Wee-haw. Alrighty. I'm going to proceed. So the top is going to be very light. And I don't want to go too dark because our Prized Peony is actually going to be done in the same color. Oh yes, the same color. So I'm going to set that aside and set this aside. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Don't get rid of the ink you just said you were going to use. Oh, you can see it. Thank you, Lee. Thank you. So for those of you, the demos on here that have seen the holiday catalog, did you see some of that gorgeous ribbon and some of that, the paper is like, wow. I know which sets I want already. And we can order those on, we demonstrators can order that starting July the 1st. So I'm very excited. So again, you have 4 days to decide if you're going to join or not. And that's fine. Okay, so I've inked that up. And again, when I use a big stamp, I always forget to say this. You want to bring the ink pad to this. Now, quite frankly, when I'm not doing a video, I will often do this. But I still have to look at it and make sure it's all nice and shiny. Which it is. I just want to tell you, there's more than one way to do it, but I just don't recommend doing this because you might not get the whole thing. Alrighty, so on we go. The one thing is there's this little bud right here, and I want some of that bud. Maybe not all of it, but I do want some, and I know that's this little piece here. It's kind of like you want to be aware of what's on your stamp. Okay, commitment. Your list is already too long, Louise. You're funny. You're funny. I was for my 3rd day this week, I was helping my daughter with my grandson. So, and that's the other reason why I'm spunky, other than I have short hair again, because it just warms my heart so much to see him. So, which is why, yeah, I didn't really get a super good look at the catalog yet. There we go. How pretty is that? But I will take a good look tonight because I do have to make my list because I'll be over helping again on Monday. All right, so you would have to wonder with, I did do the brayering, but clearly I didn't do it as dark, which means you can still see the image. So it's really just color on color. So now, even though when I did take a bunch of this off using the towel, you still have to be careful taking it off. And Janice, I just read your comment. Your hair looked great when you picked up your Stampin' Up! Goodies. You know what? Thank you for that. Oh, I took a little corner off. Oops, let's go a little slower. Told you I'm really spunky today. When the gal that cuts my hair, she's been cutting and coloring my hair for years. And when she said to me yesterday, we're going to make your hair blonde again. And I'm thinking, I thought it was. And she's like, yeah, you're like 60% gray. I'm like, okay, my mistake for asking, you know. But anyway, it's much darker. It will lighten up though. It always does, because I don't go for the permanent stuff that's, you know, bad for your skin and bad for the environment. Okay, since I ripped this little bit down here, I'm going to start from the top. And even though I put that twice onto that towel, clearly it's very good and sticky. So see this little border, it just makes such a pretty difference on the cards. Oh, there's a little bit coming off right there. Stop. You know, it is what it is. If it's going to come off, it's going to come off. Oh yeah. Well, that's a, okay. I think this is a lost cause over here, by the way. Yeah, you just take the side of my card off. I've got another one, don't you worry. Yeah, I just went for the Band-Aid rip it off after seeing that. Okay, so there's our card front. Now I did notice I can see a bit of a line up here, but it's so light that doesn't really bother me. All right, now the sentiment. I went ahead and heat embossed it. I'm still not ready to heat emboss upstairs in a room that's already way too warm. So this is Stampin' White emboss powder on obviously basic black. So I was watching one of my favorite demos, and you've heard probably most of these names already, but I just happened to catch him live. His name is Martin Stone. He's one of the artisan stampers. I just noticed there's something there's some, what would we like to call that? Shrapnel is what my one friend would call it. So take your pick tool and do this. Anyway, so I was watching Martin yesterday, caught him live, which was lovely. And I saw him there. Little bits like that, I don't know if you could see them, but like they're just so tiny, but that will affect your cutting. So you want to get those out of there. And I find I don't use the pokey side because it doesn't go in far enough, and I don't really care to widen that little groove, but this flat edge kind of palette works perfectly. Perfectly. All right, so this is what I learned from Martin. He said, I'm not concerned that I have stamping this absolutely straight. And I'm like, gasp, what? And then he showed how he cut it. So I want to make sure that, yes, I do believe you can see the top of this. Okay, so, and he didn't have his paper lined up here because if he did that, it would be crooked. This is reasonably straight, but what he did is you can see this groove in here. And this is where the cutter, I'm not going to do it right now, this is where the cutter runs. And when you see the bottom of your sentiment, so I can see it right now, and then just pull back just a little bit. Now I don't see it. This is going to be really close. And cut it. I have a beautiful straight edge on something that I had stamped crooked, which I thought was kind of cool. Yes, definitely. I was just reading your comment again, Louise. Yes, be careful. Don't scratch. Don't maim this poor thing. Hi, Sandy. Welcome. Yes, happy Friday. I'm not cutting the rest with my cutter. I'm going to fussy cut, and I'm using my really good scissors. I know they're not from Stampin' Up. I apologize. These are my, get on there. Oh, you know what? Duh. Has to go a certain way. These are my quilling scissors, paper quilling scissors. That can be straight. Okay, and you know how much I like fussy cutting, right? Sometimes I can do it. Move the paper, now I have to move the scissors, but move the paper, not the scissors. I got it. And it's up to you how close you want to get. I figure about as close as that would be nice, but I can't guarantee it. Does anyone like fussy cutting? Is there anyone watching today that says, I actually really like fussy cutting? I mean, it's definitely, it's kind of like going through a maze, but going really slowly because, oh, like the game Operation, if you touch the edges, the little buzzer will go off. So does anyone actually enjoy this? Like find this therapeutic? Hey, Claire, welcome. Thank you, by the way. Yep, that's what we've done so far, plus a bunch of my jabbering on at the beginning. But, you know, it is I am the messenger, you know. There we go. Well, that worked out. This is a little pointy here, so let's see. I'd rather cut my fingernail than the paper in the wrong spot, so let's see if we can do that. Okay, now I cut it crooked. Or I made a little notch. Ugh. You know what I need? I have to bring my light in closer. I hope that light isn't bugging you, but these eyes need light. And lots of it. There we go. I'll fix it. It was just the tiniest little bit. Okay, back off, light. Alrighty, I am not forgetting the ribbon today. Now, but I do need the base of the card, which should be right here. Okay, so this is regular thin Whisper White. This is thick. Why? I don't know. I just wanted thick. All right, and again, I basically just cut it and scored it and then just folded a little bit to take up less space on my desk. So 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I used to put all my measurements on here, like, let's see, up, down, in the description up above after the video, and I used to put them on my blog. Then I went, I'm kind of repeating myself, so yeah. Janice, you find this relaxing? It can be. It's probably easier to do when you're not doing a video, you know? Actually, my first one on the sample card turned out beautifully. So yeah, it can be done. All right, so now we need dimensionals. Okay, I can use these, but not those scissors. I think I have 4, maybe 5 pair of scissors in my desk beside me. There, that's all we're using. Just kidding. Chop, 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 chop. Alrighty, so I am going to pop up this layer, which isn't something I usually do with like one layer, especially when the borders are as big as they are. So now if you happen to watch, I don't know if he's uploaded the video yet, I didn't check today, Martin's video, he used this really cool T ruler. I don't really know what they're called, but I'm going to call it a T ruler. I am so getting one of those. He put the ruler, we have to pretend, he put the ruler up against like so, you know, pretend the T's over here, lined it up, and boom, on it went, straight the first time. I'm thinking, Martin, you are a genius. It's exactly what I want. Okay, another one. Now, it looks like overkill, but it isn't, because this is a thin layer. If I'd used thick, I wouldn't be feeling the need to put more on, but I do. I don't like saggy cards. There. Alrighty, let's bring our take our pick tool back in. Okay, I hope I didn't miss any of your comments. You've got one? Ooh, okay, because I looked on Amazon and I'm like, I don't want two of them. I want one, and I don't want it to cost, some of the prices were like crazy, and I'm like, is it because I was asking for a crafting ruler? So I just asked for standard. So I did for the T, and yeah, they were still pretty expensive. So I kind of hedged a bit, but I'm thinking now, I really like the style of popping up the layer, and we would all like things to be straight, you know, as much as possible. What does that say? Chopping up. Okay, what? Chopping up the bones, T-square, 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 T-square. I think, Janice, I think Lee's talking about the T-square. You know, like so. All right, they're not all shiny, so I've missed, nope, just that one, I think. There. I know, I read comments and then I start getting behind on what I'm doing. Oh, Michael says them. Okay, I'll have to find someone that'll go in the store for me. Unless they do pickups. Alrighty, so I don't, what did I use? Maybe I was using, maybe I used something like this the other day, yesterday, just to get an idea. You know, if it's not 100% square, hey, not bad. If it's not 100% square, forgive me. Okay, I am not forgetting the ribbon, like I said. I am not. Oh, is that what you mean? Oh, I'm a doorknob. Okay. The bones are the edge of the dimensionals. I never knew that. I did not know that. I was just going, use the edge pieces. Okay, so this is the gray granite shimmery. I don't know if you can see the shimmers. Well, maybe. I can see them, but I'm, you know, right here. Anyway, I only want a little piece. I saw Martin do this too, so I would like to take credit, you know, for everything I do, but I watch other demos. I think we all do. All right, so just this tiny little piece, and now I need my glue dots. And take your pick tool, which I notice has some gluey stuff on it. I want these to stay put, so I'm just going to place one little dot right in there. Stay. All right, they're offset ever so slightly. Well, they will be. Hang on. Open. I don't want to have to cut the ends again. There we go. There we go. Okay, ever so slightly. So what I'm looking at is when I'm deciding how long this should be, and this to me is a little bit long, I could cut some off, is if this was a huge sentiment, I would definitely use a bigger piece. Or if I'd cut the sentiment out on a bigger piece, I would use a bigger piece of ribbon. But I think I don't want this and that to be the same length. To me, that's kind of boring. So, good scissors. Good scissors. There we go. Just cut a little bit off. I'm being a good girl and putting all the trash in one spot so it actually goes in that spot. Okay. All right. Dimensionals. I didn't get the little ones out. Hard to believe. There's so many of them. Okay. All right. So I know the ribbon's going to go about there. So I'm going to put, we try to avoid ribbon when we put on our dimensionals. Doesn't stick well to it. Okay. And then we're not done. We need a glue dot. And get out of there. And put that there. They're good and sticky, those glue dots, let me tell you. And then right there. I would like that to be squared. There. I think as stampers, we do a lot of eyeballing. You know, that looks good to me. Sometimes, as you know, I can't stamp straight. And over we go. Can't stamp straight, can't put things on straight. We are not done because this needs some bling. Hello. I still think I need the ruler. Yep. So I don't know if this is what these actually look like where you get all these different sizes. So I apologize if it's not new. These are the basic jewel rhinestones. Let's go here. Oh, bye-bye. Shut that one across the desk. Bye-bye, next. And I just feel like this is a delicate card. Sticking with the little ones. Card number 1, my friends. It looks very much like the original. That makes me happy. Okay, you can stay right there because we have to make the second card. And before I forget, things like ribbon and embellishments, I'm putting them up here. I'm glad the sound is working, by the way. Oh, this is coming from my phone. The sound on my computer stopped working today, which I don't like. Okay, so same technique. So we'll run through this real fast, except this time I've used, it's the same size paper. I've used the In Good Taste DSP, and the card's going landscape rather than portrait. So here we go. Zoom. Well, I'm glad you like it. Okay, so we're going this way. I have to get my brain going. So we're going this way, which means I'm going this direction. This isn't going to be super duper, I mean, you're going to see it, but it's not going to be in your face color. But you should anyway be able to see a border, and that's what my goal is with this. Now both these cards, by the way, very quick, very easy to do. Good for any stamper. If you don't heat emboss, don't worry. We are not heat embossing on this one. So it's a super simple card. I don't even think anything's popped up. Yeah, not even anything popped up. Seriously. So we're just trying something different. This was the thought that came to me, you know, about an hour-ish ago that I had to do this. So I'm like, what paper could I use? And yes, I could have used the paper. I do have the, I don't know the name of it from the suite. I'll call it the peony paper. I do have it, but I was using these colors today. Okay, that's gonna have to do. Keep things rolling. There, go. Very carefully again. Thank you for your nice comments, ladies. I'm like, sometimes I don't know, because last week everything was bold, you know? Everything was bright and bold and, well, animals last week. The zebra and the playful pets. There we go. Remembering that there's ink on them. Just noticing I have bruises on my arms. That would be from my daughter's big dog who doesn't realize his strength. You know, it's the I love you, I love you, I love you. Sorry, I bruised you a whole bunch. Big dog. Big dog. Sticking more to the paper than to the white paper than this. Okay, off go and ta-da. Back can go. Wait. Some goes in the garbage and some stays because I can use that again. Alrighty. Also a piece from the In Good Taste DSP. I tried different, you know, I tried like a early espresso and whatever, but I wanted to stick with the wood grain look. You know what I just realized? I did not stamp the peony yet. Darn. This one's going to overlap just a little bit. You know, you had to forget something. Yes, you did. You know, like the main image on the card. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Silly me, silly me. I could, oh, upside down. I could cover that. Ooh, I could cover that. Just a sec. Okay, where there's a will, there's a way, right? There we go. Let's just cover that, shall we? Alrighty. So our little bud is right there. So I know that's going to show on the card. If it goes over the edge a little bit, I'm okay with that. I'm just thinking of what angle this might be. Let's just commit and just do it. How's that? Let's just do it. All right. Very subtle, because because we're doing a sentiment that I think is very perfect for this, and it's very sweet. And where did I do with the ink pad? Oh, I organized my ink pads right before the video. They're all in color families again, in order. Save the tape. Oh, good thought. I'd have to get the ink off of it. I have to check my hands. Do I? I will save it the next time, I promise. I'm really not a waster. So this one's a little darker than my... I'll show you the original that I did not that long ago. I'm just checking. You know me, I like to use my little square. That's pretty. That is pretty straight. So let's see if I can do it again. The pressure's on. So this is crumb cake that I'm inking with. So same thing, go up from the center or to the top, and I want it about, okay, there we go. Your sweet friendship refreshes the soul. I like that. I think that's beautiful. Alrighty. Okay, get rid of that, and let's put this card together, but not forget the ribbon. Got it. Because you know I will. Very, very simple. Oh, I love that pattern on the back, the bricks. Oh, and if you're wondering which of the dark ones this is, it's the one with the honeycomb pattern. Yeah, I'll go with that. Don't use too much glue. You don't need it. And then just center it. Oh, this piece here, by the way, is 4 by 5 3/8. That would kind of help. Let's go with that and then wiggle our way into the right spot. There we go. I just thought the wood with the wood grain kind of looked nice. Not forgetting, phew, glue dots. Back in action again. Alrighty. And wait, and scissors. Got everything I need. So I am going to take this, and I want this fairly low. I really don't want it covering up too much of the card. So I'm going to go right there. That will hold that down nicely. And then straight across, reasonably straight across, pretty straight across, just wrecked it. Hey Sonia, welcome. It is a really pretty sentiment. Actually, everything on here is pretty. Here, while I fiddle with this, there's the sentiments. I hope there's not too much. I really did like this one, Love and Thanks to a Dear Friend, but it's also great for sympathy. So sorry for your loss, and my thoughts are with you. Like, I think you've got it. Because this to me and this to me can both be for birthday as well. And I know we do a lot of birthday cards. All right. I will check after to see if this is straight. I could look at the tiles pretty much and know that I'm in the right spot. I should be able to. Oh, I know. You know what? I thought about that. So Louise says, cheap me. And, you know, I'm frugal too. would have die cut something out of the bottom piece before adhering it. I get that. And I did think of it. I just didn't do it. Bad Sandy. Okay, not quite done. Let's get our base out. So this is Blushing Bride. Looks very bright, but it isn't. But it looked really nice on there. I did try white and went, yeah, no. Okay, so this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let's line that up. And there. Oh, not flat enough for me. Better. And glue this down. Whoa, maybe you're not right to the end. Got my handy dandy gross inky rag right beside me for the excess. Yeah, I really don't want it squishing out. On we go. So this will be a pretty narrow border. Oh, up we go. It's also not your standard size because it's wider than it is. Like you're getting wider here. That's crooked. Or is it? Could just be my eyes. Okay, there we go. We're not done yet because we have this ribbon, and this is why I have my really good scissors here, because they cut beautifully. So what I want to do is make just this tiny little tie, basically. So I'm going to cut it straight across. Oh, and what ribbon is this? This would be from the Forever Greenery combo pack. This is one where you get the gold ribbon along with this, and it is very vanilla, and it's like an open mesh, which is it feels really nice, which is not usually how we judge all these, you know. Oh, thank you, Sonia. These are, you know what, I just wanted to keep everything nice and simple. It would have all been one color had I not decided to do the sentiment. I thought the sentiment really needed to be in a different color. Kind of bring the browns together. All right, so we're going to do a little trim here. Because when you pull, of course, you're going to pull the ribbon a little bit. Now you might be wondering yourself, is that ribbon going to flop around like that? No. No, it isn't. Because we're going to take your pick tool, and one of these, might have to squish it a little bit, and right underneath that knot, place it right there. It will stay put. Oh, I see another thread. I don't like the threads. There. We're not done because I left these right beside me so I didn't forget. So these are the Elegant Faceted Gems. And what did I use? I think I went for, yeah, I did. I can tell on the original, I went for this. And I just thought, how pretty, because it's kind of understated rather than, you know, in your face kind of thing. I do have a thing for the smaller ones. Like I could use like a lot of small. And like that. I'm just going to go with 3 today. That's our cards. That's our cards. I hope they're in the center. This was the original. See, so I did do it a fair bit lighter. And I think I actually went this direction by the looks of things. Yes, it does look like I went this way with the color. So I kind of like this one a little bit better, but they're very similar. And then the original, this one just has a slightly smaller ribbon. And it's clearly I did it lighter. So apparently I was very heavy-handed today. Oh, it's on your wish list. Excellent. Excellent. Because it's the kind of ribbon that I think you're going to find very useful. And it does tie lovely bows or knots, which is nice. So I didn't forget the thread. I didn't forget the gems. I actually have a note that says thread and then has arrows in red, so I don't forget. Yeah, a little note right there. Okay, thank you so much, ladies. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to put the link to shop up in the description. Please feel free to share the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Pop over to my blog where you'll see photos of the cards, because I think that will help. Also find out more information about the joining special. And a little pop-up will come up asking if you want to sign up for my newsletter, Would be a good thing. Would be a good thing to get my newsletter. Oh, you know what I did differently on this one? I don't know if you can see this, but I did that sprinkly water thing on it. Now yesterday it looked all wrinkled and I went, ew, I'm not doing that again because it didn't show up as vibrantly as it would on a darker color. But the sprinkle water thing is, I'll show you real quick because we've done this before. A normal water bottle. I'm just putting the water in my hand and going like so. That's a little bit low, so I don't want a lot. All right, and then I know this poor rag is so covered in ink. See if I can find a spot that, and then just dry it. So right now it's not going to look really hot, but tomorrow with those little water droplets, it's going to be even prettier. There we go. Okay, I think I said everything today. Thank you. I'm glad you like the cards. I am. It makes me happy when I made something that you like and that I like. I have to like it too, right? If I don't like it, I'm not making it. Okay, I will see you Tuesday at 2 p.m. If you have any questions about the signing, the joining special, fire me off a message here on Facebook or email or whatever. I just shut off one of my lights already. Sorry about that. Anyway, bye-bye.